Hello, Patrick Jones here, aka Mr. Tycoon. Thank you for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate your time and attention. One of my mentees, and I always talk about my mentees, right? Because I am constantly mentoring individuals on how to reach that next level and/or their business venture that they may be getting into, or how to take their business from one level to the next level. So those are some of the things that I help individuals with, and then also investing, things of that nature. But what we're going to talk about today is failing, okay? And there's taboo around failing. A lot of individuals say, oh gosh, they failed, and it's just the worst thing in the world. And that's not the case. So first, if you fail, fail fast, okay? And what I mean by failing fast is you have to create your business, understand what your strategy is, execute on your strategy, and if you're not having the type of success that you want, then it may mean, hey, I just need to recalibrate. I need to speak with someone like a Patrick Jones to help me come up with the plan of action and how I execute and how to build a go-to market strategy. Maybe that simple, but it may not be. It may be that business that you have created and or whatever endeavors you're in. If it's not going well, you need to understand how to cut bait and then recalibrate, maybe reinvent yourself or reinvent a new business. But when you do fail, ladies and gentlemen, the number one thing you do is fail fast. What you don't want to do, in the Warren Buffett way, is if you do fail, fail fast. Do not take a long period of time when you're out hundreds of thousands of dollars or 10, 20, 30, 50,000, whatever it is that you are spending, when you're down and out, and then you have to go to the bank and get more, and then after that you say, you know what, I should have quit a year and a half ago. So if you are going to cut bait fast. Next, yin and yang, failure and success. It's the same thing. So without failure, there's no success. Without obstacles, there's no success. Without speed bumps in the road, there's no success. So here's the reality. There's a lot of celebrities. We'll talk about music today. There's a lot of artists that come out and everyone thinks that, oh my gosh, they're a one-hit wonder. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're multiple years vested in their craft before the world actually took notice, okay? So what does that mean? Their time that they were building until they actually blew up, they were building their brand, they were failing, they were succeeding. And the point of that is you have to celebrate the small wins along your journey, because if you don't do that, then what you're not going to have is you're not going to have the right balance and focus. And balance is key, okay? You always hear the saying, work hard, play hard. But if you're just working hard and you're not playing hard, there's no balance. So you have to have balance. And again, yin and yang, success and failure, they're the same thing. So fail, and then you'll succeed. I'll tell you a quick story. I failed my way to success. I was 16 years in the corporate world, from entry level all the way up to vice president of sales for North America of a large firm. But the reality is, along the way, I was literally thinking my whole game plan. Why did I get into sales? There was one year that, to some, this may sound like a lot, but it's not. I made $45,000, and I'll never forget you. I looked at my wife and I said, I started crying. I could care less about, oh wow, Patrick Jones, Mr. Tycoon cried. Absolutely. Because it was one of those periods that I was being tested, and I was being tested so greatly. At the end of the year, I only made $45,000. And I'm like, you know what? I can't feed my family. I can't be, a good husband. I can't be a good father if I'm not earning at my full potential. So at that point in time, I got serious about my career. I cut off TV. I got into the books. I started learning, right? I started treating sales like it was actually a professional career. And my point of saying that is because I know some of you are like, well, what does he mean by that? Think about it like this. If you're an NBA player, we'll choose the NBA. You have your practice with your team, but guess what? I guarantee you're practicing almost every day outside of your normal practice with your team. And that's the approach that I took in the corporate world, in the sales world. I took just that. I started picking up books. I started consuming as much information as I could. I decided to talk to mentors. That's when I got introduced to a gentleman by the name of Cardone. And I started following him, right? And I got obsessed with my career. Okay, and I got obsessed with success, and that's the number one thing that you need to do. So you're gonna fail, it's okay, learn from it. Next, are you afraid of rejection? Big thing, because here's the deal. I've done every type of sales you could, from going out and selling siding for your house, to fences, to cybersecurity and enterprise sales, okay? And what I learned from that is you can't be afraid of rejection. I'll never forget. I was walking, you survey a neighborhood first, okay? And then when you survey, you're looking at the homes, and this is when I was walking outside, selling, knocking on doors. And this is when you would look at their house and you say, okay, well, their siding's messed up here. Okay, well, their fence is messed up here. It's rotting here. And then you would literally knock on doors, okay? And when I knocked on doors, that was one of the most humbling experiences ever. Because you would have people that would answer the door. They'd be drunk, whatever it is that they're doing. And you're interrupting them in the time of their peace, which is at home, right? And then you go in and give them a 30-second pitch. And how I got to be good at pitching is by many people closing the door on me. In fact, I'll never forget this. The first month, I didn't make one sale. Everyone said no, close the door. It caused me to refine my craft, refine my pitch, refine my approach, okay? So there's no more humbling experience. Talk about eating humble shit, is when you're knocking on doors and you're actually asking someone for their business and they don't know you, right? You're breaking through obscurity right then, right there, and you're building rapport right then and right there, and you're trying to add value right then and right there. Next, make your next move your best move. That's extremely important. Every time that I moved on from a situation, it was always an upward move, okay? It was always a better situation for myself, for my family, for my kids. It was always better, right? There's no need to learn your lessons, take all of the value that you bring from your past experience, and not be moving upward, okay? So that's one thing, and that causes you to actually be calculated, okay? You have to be calculated in order to move upward. But that's one thing. I can choose Jay-Z. Every move that Jay-Z made in his career so far, right? And his career's not over. He's still the man. But every move that he made was always onward and upward. He made his next move his best move. Even from, the woman that he chose to marry, he made his next move his best move. So I salute him, I congratulate him, but that's something that you can learn from, I certainly learned from, and that's something that you should implement because I'm implementing, okay? Remain calculated. You have to remain calculated in everything you do in life. There was one conversation that I was having. I was at the CarMax, okay? And I was actually selling a car to CarMax. It's when I moved from Virginia to Houston, Texas. And I love Houston, Texas, and I'm so happy that, I made the move. I love the people here. It's a great vibe. But in any event, I was there at CarMax, and I was talking to this individual. And this individual, at the end of our conversation, because, small talk, hey, what are you here for? Oh, what are you here for? Da-da-da-da-da, right? And then we kind of got into business and what I do. And then the person said, It was funny. They mistaken me for a pimp. I was like, a pimp? That's the weirdest thing in the world. I've never been referenced as a pimp. Like, what is that? But it was because of that person's experience in their line of work and what they chose to do in their profession, and what they are doing is drawing upon their experiences. Yeah, I don't knock them for that. But what they meant by that is everything that I said, to them, it was just me being me, but to them it was calculated. So I said, okay, well, that's probably part of me being in the corporate world as I reflected on that conversation. And because anytime you're talking, you want to make sure that when you do talk, you want to make sure that it's making sense. You want to make sure that it's pushing the envelope forward. You want to make sure that every statement is powerful, right? Push the envelope forward. And when you do that, and when you're calculated with your approach, with your decisions, with the words that you say, what you're going to inevitably see is you're going to see a path of success. And you're going to look back 5 years and you're going to be like, whoa, I'm looking back 5 years and I would have never thought that I'd be where I am today. So be calculated with everything you do. Next, keep your vision in mind. Without a vision, what are you really doing, right? What is your path? What trail are you trying to blaze, okay? What is your actual vision? What are you trying to create? Are you trying to create a business? If so, what type of business are you trying to create? What type of stamp are you looking to leave on this earth, okay? And that's, to me, what it's about. I am leaving a positive impact on everyone that I encounter, right? I am leaving a positive impact on the globe. I'm here to help people, push them to the next level, make their life better so they can be a better husband, so they can be a better wife, so they can be a better partner. That's what this is about. Now you need to refine what your vision is. Go out, build your plan, and execute on that. So always keep your vision in mind, okay? Next, keep your eyes on the prize. So with whatever you do, whatever new business ventures come your way, whatever new opportunities come your way, keep your eyes on your prize. Because I will tell you, I've worked some phenomenal jobs. I've been extremely fortunate in my life and my career. I have. But there's nothing more rewarding, okay, than me helping others. And that's in everything that I did, right? From sales to what I'm doing now, sitting in front of you and you're listening to this video. There's nothing more rewarding to me than to see you all blossom and grow and become better versions of yourself. Part of the reason why I love Houston, Uptown to be specific, is because when I go out and I'm driving, I'm looking at others and I'm seeing others flourish, right? I'm seeing them drive in the best of the best. I'm seeing them have the best of the best. I see them out at restaurants being jovial, being happy, laughing. And there's nothing more rewarding than to see people in their happy state. For me, there's no hate in my bone. There's no hate in my body. I want to see you all win. I want to see you all be successful. And I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And last but not least, believe in yourself. At the end of the day, people are going to tell you that you can't do something. You can't be successful. They're going to tell you that you can't achieve great things. You know, there's going to be people that will challenge you and say, well, who do you think you are? Why do you think that you're going to be successful out of all these millions of people? And at the end of the day, take that with a grain of salt, because what they're really doing, folks, is they're really projecting themselves and their experience on you. And again, I'm going to refer Jay-Z. Jay-Z said it best. He said his uncle told him that he could never sell 1 million records, and he sold 1 million records like 1 million times, right? We all know that. I listen to Jay-Z, as you can tell. So have your vision in your heart, in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. Have your vision. And every day you should be working towards that goal, towards that vision. And if you're not, then you need to recalibrate, right? Because you're not going to be at your happiest. You're not going to be that elevated individual that you want to be. And life is about being happy. Obviously, there's going to be, like I said, that yin and yang syndrome. There's going to be some sad days. But look, make sure you're working towards your goal. And I guarantee you folks, if you're working towards your goal, there's going to be more happy days than there are sad days. Okay? Thank you for listening. I greatly appreciate your time. Hey, look, let's exchange energy. Go ahead, subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Comment. I want to hear from you guys. If you have questions for me, I want to hear from you as well. Okay? So do all that. Share with individuals that you think would benefit from this video. Share with them. I'm sure they would appreciate you sharing this video with them, and I would appreciate you sharing the video with them as well. Thank you for your time. Lock in with me because I'm locked in with you.